Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another session on polity and constitution. I hope I'm audible as well as visible. Yes, great, audible and visible. Let's wait for those to join, and then we'll begin our discussion for the day. Okay, we'll wait for others to join, and then we'll begin our discussion for the day. Saraswati, class कब शुरू होगा, sir? It'll start in a couple of minutes. Motion of thanks, how can it be introduced before speech, sir? Basu, after speech is delivered, motion of thanks is introduced. Pushkar, Article 19. Jagbandhu, nothing can be done. Pavitra, maybe around half an hour. Kundan, refresh. BK Vibhu, ends. We'll come to Article 19 when you study Article 19, Pushkar. Don't worry on that now. Priyadarshini, watch the video, understand it. Not possible, Sandeep. Yes, Achal. RIFA articles 14 to 32. Bhuvnesh, IR classes. Anmol, because this is not Hotstar and Geo Cinema. Ashay, just revise selectively if any topic or any term you find difficult. That's it. Ashish, I don't think that's happening. Adarsh, it's more mixed bag in every question. There's no bifurcation. Afreed Basha, we'll discuss that today only. Roshan, we discuss subjective questions every day, not just on Friday, right? Yashi, not really required. Swati, mug up again and again. Pavitra, it's very clear, refer to the watch recorded video. $530, Mayank Vadwani. Abhishek, no. Yogesh, again I said, don't mention all this nonsense. You ask your questions, right? There are 30, 40 questions. I have no selective bias against anyone. Okay. Now, let's begin our discussion for the day, right? So first up, a brief about what we discussed in the previous class. So we actually still under the larger section of this topic, Parliament. Anmol, study hard. What kind of question is this? That I'm afraid of prelims paper. What to do now? Put in the effort. Okay. No Lakshya. They are two different things. And what is DRDC? DRSC? Tushar, watch the first class recording. Yashi, watch the first class recording. Done? Any other doubt? Most doubts are the same. How to study? How to study? Yes, Shubham, they have been included. Are you not attending the classes, Shubham? If you were, you'd not be asking this question. What else? Ashish, this is primarily for mains, but also it is of amazing help for prelims. We never prepare for prelims. We always prepare for the main examination. Are we clear? Pavitra, there is no option like polity. Tehseen, watch the first class. Aarti, watch the fifth or fourth class where I have discussed the Friday class on answer writing. Okay, so now let's begin our discussion for the day. So in the previous class, we were discussing about the chapter Parliament, right? And we also discussed in detail various aspects with respect to voting pattern, types of bills, and we had taken our discussion on financial bills type 2 and moved forward, right? So we discussed parliamentary proceedings, how things function in the parliament in the very first 2 hours, that is a 0 hour and question hour, and the question hour and 0 hour in the Lok Sabha. Then half an hour discussion, various types of questions. I think they're very clear. And then the motions, types of motions, specific type of motions that we have, those are important. And NCM, confidence motion, all these things were very clearly explained. In case there's any doubt, you can simply watch the video again and again and again to your heart's content, because I will do the same thing. If you ask me, repeat the exact same thing. Okay. Then we also discussed the topic budget, annual financial statement, right? Or popularly called the budget, or popularly called the Bahi Khata. So we're discussing on the budget, and we had to leave midway because the time was over. And yesterday was a holiday. I hope you have revised properly. These holidays and leaves are a time where you revise effectively 4, 5, 6 times, right? That is what these holidays are for, not for fun, right? Because as a civil servant, there is no scope for fun. All fun after you clear the examination, right? Okay, so let's begin now, continuing from the same point. But before that, 5 questions for the day, and those 5 questions on your screen right now. We know the deal. 45 seconds for each question. Time starts now. First question, please mark your answer. Okay, I think this was slightly on the easier side. I fully agree, right? So, which of the following statements is correct? It can be introduced in either house. No. Censor motion can be introduced only in the Lok Sabha. One is wrong. Unlike an NCM, it can be introduced only against an individual minister. No. NCM against entire government, but censure motion against single minister or the entire government also wrong. If passed, the concerned minister must resign. Not at all. If the minister is shameful enough, he may resign. If he does not want to, he will not resign. Remember, I also gave the story of Patel and Nehru. So, none of the above are correct, which is the right answer. Okay, moving on to the next question. Please mark the answer. Oh, for a lot of you, I think language would be a problem because, see, zero hour is an informal device available to members of parliament to raise matter without any prior notice. And that's all correct. Okay, fair enough. While calling attention motion is used to bring to the attention of minister a matter of urgent public importance. Okay, now, unlike calling attention motion, zero hour is an Indian innovation. Unlike, it should have been like calling attention motion, because both calling attention motion and zero hour, both of them are Indian innovations, right? Unlike that, this is an Indian innovation. This means this is something else. Difference. So 2 is wrong. Extremely sorry for those who did not observe this, right? So A1 only is the right answer. Clear? Okay, everyone. Let's now move on to the third question. Yes, Kamlesh, why are you confirming that? I will not lie to you in the slides. Guys, can you please tell me how many of you did not see incorrect? Please, please. I really want to know. How is this happening? Okay. All financial bills are money bills, but not all money bills are financial bills. It's exactly the opposite. If this is a financial bill, money bill is a part of financial bill, right? So all money bills are financial bills. Not all financial bills are money bills. Wrong. Joint sitting for passing money bills. For passing money bills, there is no concept of joint sitting. Clear? So both are wrong. How many are incorrect? C. Both 1 and 2. Fourth question for today. I'll give you a minute. Read and mark the answer. Which statement is wrong? Expunction. Deletion of words from the proceedings or record the house for being defamatory or indecent by the presiding officer's order. And if you make any kind of indecent statement, what kind of motion can be raised against you? Tell me, please. If you make any kind of vulgar, obscene, unparliamentary remark in the parliament, what kind of. Okay, great. It is a privilege motion which can be raised against you. In which house can the privilege motion be raised? Only in the Lok Sabha. Yes or no? How sweet. It can be raised in both the houses, right? Not just Lok Sabha. Anyway, this is correct. Adjournment signed by your sine die means what? No definite date being fixed. If the date is fixed, we simply call it adjournment. And yes, casting vote is a tiebreaker vote given to the presiding officer. In case there's equality of votes on any matter, they can press this, they can cast their vote. Clear? All three correct. C is the answer. Last question for the day. Easy question. This was to ensure that nobody gets zero today. Okay, this also people got wrong. Who has marked D and B as the answer without even knowing what that is? A method applied to determine the relative precedence of private member bills, resolutions, notice of questions, etc. Right? Given by more than one member simultaneously for being taken up on the same day. How do you choose questions? If 100 MPs have given questions, which 20 questions are chosen? How do we decide that? Tell me. Please go back to your slides. I had mentioned that the lottery system, and below that I had mentioned draw of lots. Okay, so C is the right answer. Are we clear? It is all revision. Bhuvnesh, I think casting vote given to president you taught in class. Sorry, Bhuvnesh. Revision is what I said in the class. You please revise your slides. Okay? Don't blame the faculty for your mistakes, sir. Come on, grow up. Okay, that's all for today. These 5 questions. Now let's move on to understand what we're discussing in the previous class. That's the budget. Some slides I have taken from the previous class only to help us continue with the discussion. Of course, and for the enthusiastic people, the leaderboard for the day. Pallavi, Tulsi, Rani, Anita, Khushi, Kirtana, Kumari, Shubhangi, Ritu, Shahid, Basu, Deepankar, Shubh, Shargun, Predarshini, BK Vibhu, Prasan, Sushma, Krishika, Ritesh. At all 5 correct. Then 19 people getting all 5 correct. That's great, guys. Any new name? Any first timer? No first timer? Oh, a lot of you are first timers. Great. At rank 1, no first timer? Ah, few are there. Very good here, guys. Amazing. Others, buckle up. Come on. We want your name also in the list. Okay. Now, let's move on and understand the topic at hand, that is the budget. So, we know very well the very first stage is the presentation of the budget. When the budget is presented, then what happens at the end? A copy is sent to Rajya Sabha. That Rajya Sabha, you also read, enjoy what is mentioned in the budget. Over the course of next few days, what happens? The discussion takes place in the House in general on the budget, right? In this particular phase of around 1 or 2 weeks, what happens? The government also gets to know what is the opinion of the members on the budget. Then the House is adjourned for around 3 to 4 weeks, right? Like in this case, the House was adjourned from 14th of February. It was, I think, from 12th only, because 12th, 13th were Saturday, Sunday. So 14th of February to 12th of March, the House was adjourned, right? In this stage, what happened? All the MPs who are part of various committees called the DRSCs, departmentally related standing committees. The MPs are members here. So respective parts of budget was sent to these parliamentary committees where discussions took place, and these committees prepared reports and then sent these reports to the presiding officer. All these reports then given to the presiding officer or the speaker in the Lok Sabha. Copy can be sent to Rajya Sabha also, but Rajya Sabha has no voting power, so what's the point? Okay. Now, based on these reports, only discussions take place in the House, and slowly and steadily, every scheme is voted upon, is approved by the members in the Lok Sabha. Right? So, okay. So now, voting on the demands. First step would be that DRSC reports are tabled in the House. Now, discussions take place on these reports, and what happens is on each and every scheme, every policy, every program, the members approve that program. So, cut motions are used. Cut motions. So, what are these cut motions? Cut motions, again, are type of motions which are raised by members, MPs, to make modifications in the money being given for a scheme or program. That's cut motions. Cut motions can be of 3 kinds. Now, think of it. Let's say we have the Ministry of Education, which has some schemes. So every scheme needs to be discussed. After discussion, the speaker will ask, House, should we approve the scheme? House says, ayes. Scheme approved. Go, enjoy. Next scheme, discussion. After discussion, House, should we approve? Ayes. Approved. Right? But sometimes on certain expenditure, the members can raise some concern. Clear? For example, let us say the government has come up with a new scheme. It says that, in our country, the big challenge is what? The big challenge is that people, kids in the midday meal scheme, kids are not getting sufficient protein, right? We are focusing more on carbs. So let's do one thing. Let's start also giving them protein powder, whey protein, plant protein, whatever, to the kids in the midday meal. So let's have a scheme called Pradhan Mantri Body Builder Yojana. A new scheme government is planning to launch. Uh, Guys, this is just for explanation. There is no such scheme. Please don't mail me, sir, how to get this benefit of the scheme. Where is the government selling protein powder? There is no such scheme. Okay. So, Pradhan Mantri Body Builder Yojana. One scoop of protein powder. That's the scheme. And the government says for this we have to spend 10,000 crore rupees. How much? 10,000 crore. Now, when this money is being spent, the members can think the members can think that this scheme is of serious concern, because we don't really need to give kids one scoop of protein powder. Half a scoop is okay. Why to give one scoop? If you just reduce this one scoop to half a scoop, you can simply save 5,000 crore rupees. 5,000 crores. So the members can raise a proposal to reduce the demand made by the ministry uh, by a fixed amount. That ministry, you demand 10,000 crores, we are willing to give you 5,000 crores. So that is called an economy cut motion. Economy cut motion. It represents wasteful expenditure. If at any point of time the MPs feel that the government is wasting money uselessly, they can raise this demand motion, and if the motion is passed, demand may be reduced by a specific amount. So in this example here, by 5,000 crore rupees. This is the amount by which the demand will be reduced. Point one. Point number two. Think of it like this. You go to your father and ask for a phone. I want an iPhone Pro Max, right? 1 TB, right? Your father says, why do you want a Pro Max? You just want to show off the logo only, right? No problem. You take the basic iPhone model, right? Simple. He is not refusing the demand. He is simply saying that demand is accepted, but I want to rationalize the expenditure. Why to waste money like this? Economy cut motion. Are we clear on this? This is what is economy cut motion. Then, second is token cut motion. When you are raising this demand to get a phone, suddenly your mom comes in and says, don't purchase anything. I am warning you. If you purchase a phone, he or she will only waste money in the looking at the phone. do nothing, no studies whatsoever. Right? Please do not. I am telling you, don't purchase anything. But see, the point is that an agreement has been done between you and your father. So largely, your mom can simply raise her concern, and she may tell you or tell the father that, see, I am telling you, if tomorrow he or she fails in one more prelims, don't come to me and say that, see, because I'll tell you, I told you so. Clear? That is called a token cut motion. Token cut motion. Sometimes the opposition may have a problem with a scheme. For example, think of this only. This bodybuilder Yojana. The opposition says that I don't like. What is this nonsense? Bodybuilder Yojana. Why do kids need protein powder and all? Waste. What if after 20 years we have only bodybuilders in the country? Nobody is studying, just wasting their time in gym only, right? So this scheme is bogus. What if because of high dose of protein the kids have some kidney issue, liver issue, uric acid issue in future, right? So what exactly is the problem here is that the opposition hates this scheme. But the problem is that opposition does not really have the number. In the Lok Sabha, the government has the majority, right? Government has the majority. So opposition may not really have any control over where the money is being spent. Simple. So what they'll do is they just want their problem, their grievance, their issue to be recorded in the discussions of the House. Clear? So they may raise a motion called token cut motion. So they will say, Tanishka, what is this here? Sir, you can tell name of chapter. You have been responded to by the SME. Do you just want to take your name in the class? What kind of issue is this? Bombarding uselessly, not paying attention in the class, and then bombarding with a message again and again, despite being responded to by the expert here. What quality of students do we have, some of you? I mean, it amazes me every day. Anyway, so the opposition raises this concern, and the concern is that this scheme is bogus, but since you control the majority in the Lok Sabha, I have no control. But we want our grievance to be recorded so that in future, if things go wrong, we can tell you, see, we told you. We told you that this will happen, right? If tomorrow the kids don't go to school but end up in gym only, we'll say, see, we told you, this government, right? So nothing happens actually. The demand is not cancelled, not even reduced. Why? Because if the presiding officer accepts, then the demand is reduced by 100 rupees. By 100. What's the meaning of by 100 rupees? From 10,000 crore rupees, you take away 100 rupees. What is a change in the demand? There is no change. But the point is that there will not be any change. The point is that what? As the opposition, my grievance has been on record now. I have been able to ventilate my grievance, right? That is the purpose of this motion, right? So token cut motion can be recorded. I mean, there's presiding officer can say, okay, opposition, don't cry. Write this on record that opposition has a problem with the scheme. Happy now? Sit down. And scheme is passed. Okay. So normally these motions are rarely raised because opposition also knows very well what is the point. No money being spent on any scheme is bad. Because if you raise a concern that the government is spending money on people's benefit, then the minister can use it. Look at this opposition. We want to spend money, and they are saying that you are wasting money. Are we clear? So normally opposition will never raise a token cut motion to reduce a demand. They will always raise a motion saying that nonsense, spending so less, spend more. That's their concern. Are we clear on this? So it's just as a token amount. Token, nothing specific. It is said that 100 rupees have been reduced. Meaning what? No change has been made in the budget. No modification has been made. It is just to say that opposition had raised a concern with the scheme and they were not happy with the passage of the scheme. This is what is written in the records of the House. Simple. That's it. Are we clear? This is what is a token cut motion. Nothing beyond that. Clear? Okay. But think of it. The budget is tabled in the House. Opposition is discussing and the MPs also are discussing the budget. Eventually, the discussion moves on to a point where the members say, what is all this? Bodybuilder Yojana? Nonsense. Stupid scheme. This scheme, stupid. This scheme, everything is stupid. What kind of budget is this that you have made? A pro-rich budget, suit boot ki sarkar. Nonsense. We don't like this budget. We reject the entire budget only. And when the government says, that we want money, please, how will we run the country next year? People in the Lok Sabha say, how much money do you want? Government says, please give us 120 lakh crores. Let's say, assume 120 lakh crores, right? It's like you going to your father and saying, I want a phone, iPhone Pro Max 14, 15, whatever. Your father says, how much money? You say, just 1.5 lakh rupees, simple. And then I can take bathroom selfies and show to people I have an iPhone. Simple. And the MPs say, oh, 120 lakh crores. Take 1 rupee. Go, enjoy. You go to your father and say, money. Father says, oh, take a 5-star. 10 rupees. Go. Take 10 rupees. Go purchase as many iPhones. And with the remaining money, you please also purchase some land in Dubai. No problem. This is what is called disapproval of policy cut motion. It shows disapproval against the underlying budget policy only. Everything is bogus, nothing is good. If approved, the total demand is to be reduced to 1 rupee. The total demand will be reduced to rupee 1. Now, with 1 rupee, what can the government do? How will they run the country? Right? So, the point here is, if government is like Shivaji the boss, then government can, do wonders. But nobody is Rajnikant, right? So, of course, why is this ever going to be passed in the Lok Sabha is the big question. How will Lok Sabha reject the government's budget only? Tell me, is it possible? Of course, it is not possible. The only condition it will be possible would be if there is some kind of coalition and other members are not happy. And if this kind of situation happens in the Lok Sabha, when a money bill is not passed, this begs a bigger question that does the government even enjoy majority in the House or not? So now forget the budget. You firstly prove your majority. So if approved, could result in government seeking trust vote. Are we clear? What is trust vote? Trust vote is a vote taken when the government wants to prove its majority in the House. which is as per Article 75, right? Clause 3. Trust vote is also called a floor test or a confidence motion. Clear? So these are largely bogus things only, never passed. Sometimes some of the schemes can be removed. Not schemes per se, some changes. Right? For example, like say economy cut motion, this can be raised. Or sometimes, when the government brings some new changes, those changes can be rolled back. I'll give a very good example. So back in back in 2011, 2012, in the 2012 budget, the then railway minister, Mukul Roy, right? He was from TMC. He was the railway minister, and railway had a separate budget, right? The railway budget was merged with the general budget in the year 2017. So he brought a change by increasing the fares of the passenger trains and AC trains and all for passengers. Now, this is such a big thing in our country. Indian Railways is not a very profit making enterprise for passenger trains. The railway tickets are very, very cheap, right? And sometimes it's free also. Free to travel. Depends on your skill, right? So government usually makes a loss only. Now, the point is that he increased the fare, not drastically, by a few pennies, 5 rupees, 10 rupees, etc. So some AC fare, let's say the AC fare is 1124 rupees, it is being increased to 1140 rupees. This kind of nominal increase was done, but the people did not appreciate it. The members did not like it. Very angry. What are you doing? The country is being burdened. You are making people suffer. 16 extra rupees. How can this middle class person who can afford an AC ticket but cannot afford 16 extra rupees, how will he bring 16 extra rupees? Oh my God. Right? Just like, the price of petrol, when it increases by 17 paise, people start suffering immediately. Right? Even the celebs start suffering with the increasing price of petrol. Right? So, of course, when the prices increase, the corresponding rate of commodities also increase. But we surprisingly find the middle class and the upper middle class start protesting against the price increase. Because now, how will they be able to enjoy their life? But anyway, so this was done, and because of the very poor perception in the country against this move, so the government said, okay, sorry, roll back, cancel, no increase in fare, nonsense. We are going back to old fares only. So this is what can be done on certain occasions, but otherwise these things are never passed. Okay, this is just a way to address the concerns of the members. Are we clear on this? Okay. And just like the other types of motions, you please tell me, cut motions, are they mentioned in the constitution or not? Let me see if you are able to apply your brains properly or not. Of course not mentioned. Why will they be mentioned? We discussed this earlier only, that motions are not mentioned in the constitution. So I thought I will not say this again and again, but motions are not mentioned in the constitution. Okay, done. So basically, if any opposition MP wants to raise some drama like this, they are free to do it, right? So roughly this time, this drama continued for around 10-12 days. And then what happened? Then one more thing. See, whenever you are bringing the budget, let's think of this. Minister for Defense, or rather, we already have this diagram somewhere, right? See this. See this. Observe. Minister for Defense has thought of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so many schemes. Minister for Women and Child Development, so many schemes. They all want money. So what do? We take up this scheme for discussion. Discussions over. Speaker asks, House, should we approve? Members shout, ayes. Approved. Done. Money granted. Demand accepted. Okay. Next. Again, take up this scheme program. Again, discussion, because reports are there, right? And after discussion, the speaker says, should we approve this? House says, ayes, approve. Now, sometimes certain motions or certain programs are not new. Those are programs or schemes which have been continuing for a long period of time. For example, the midday meal scheme only, or the Narega, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, or the midday meal scheme. Yes or no? These are not new schemes. These schemes have been there for a long period of time, right? So why do you need to discuss the pros and cons of this scheme again and again? Makes no sense. So the scheme which are old and just continue, the MPs can skip that also, because you have to clear the budget before 1st of April, because the financial year starts on 1st of April, meaning this government has the approval to spend money from CFI till 31st March only. So they want to get the budget passed before 31st of March. They don't have time. Clear? So they may skip this scheme and move on to discussing this scheme. Again discuss. Members, yes or no? Ayes, approved. Again jump to here. Now sometimes 2 or 3 schemes can be interrelated. So to save time, the 2, 3 schemes can be discussed together only. Together. And the House is asked, guys, should we pass all the schemes together? Members say ayes, passed. Clear? So then again move here, discuss this, passed, skip this, discuss these two together, passed. Eventually at one point of time, what is going to happen is that the time is coming to an end. Some schemes are left undiscussed. Now the speaker can say, guys, do you want to discuss everything now? Are you all okay? Should we pass other schemes also? All guys say, yes, sir, pass everything. It's okay. Nice. Very good. Let's pass everything. And the House ends all debate and the entire budget is put to vote. All the remaining schemes are put to vote collectively, and ayes all passed. Enjoy. Go waste money from the CFI. Are we clear on this? This is what is called closure motion. When you are closing a discussion, and look at this. Whenever voting on matter takes place after debate is complete, we call it simple closure. When now this closure motion is not important. I'm just helping you understand. Don't mug up the definition, please. Are we clear? Then closure by compartment. Meaning what? The clauses of a bill or lengthy proposals are grouped into parts. An entire part is put to vote. Just like this we did, clubbing all the things together and voting on them together. That is called closure by compartment. Then next is kangaroo closure or kangaroo closure. So kangaroo closure means only important clauses are taken up for debate, and the intervening, the ones in between, are skipped over and taken as passed. Like here, we discuss this one, approve it, simple closure. Move on, discuss this one, approve it, simple closure. We leave this one and jump here. So this is kangaroo closure, hopping from one scheme to the other, leaving the middle ones and assuming they are passed. Are we clear on this? And lastly, as I said, that the entire uh, remaining schemes are put to vote together, the debate is cut short and the matter is put to vote. That is called guillotine closure. Types of closure motions, not really important, but just to help you understand how things take place in the budget. Are we clear now, everybody? Or do we have some concern? Why they have these names, Ananya? Innocent question. Why they have these names? They have these names because how else will we know what is happening? What's the role of opposition in the House if every bill? Opposition's role in the House is to keep a check on the government and bring the flaws and faults of government in front of the eyes of people. That's their role, right? But if the opposition is allowed to obstruct the passage of budget only, then how will the country run, right? So that's there. So finally, all these demands have been accepted, right? So a bill is brought. That bill is called appropriation bill. This bill contains two things: all the demand for grants which were passed in the previous stage, one by one, right? Second, charged expenditure. What is charge expenditure? Please tell me. No discussion or no voting, only discussion. Together, these things are called an appropriation bill. I hope you know the meaning of appropriation. Appropriate is to withdraw, right? So this is what is called an appropriation bill. For example, in the recent case that was a previous this year, this appropriation bill was passed by the Lok Sabha on the 24th of March. Raj Sabha also saw the copy and they're very happy. They said, okay, very nice, take it, no problem. Because they know that such bill is a money bill. It has no control over money bill. Clear? So this is appropriation bill. Once this is passed, the government can start spending money from CFI from the 1st of April. I hope you are aware of what is a financial year. Financial year is not January to December. It is from the 1st of April to 31st of March next year. Clear? This is what is a financial year. So once it is passed, the government can withdraw money from CFI. Okay. But one very important point, appropriation bill can't be modified. No modifications are permitted in an appropriation bill. Clear? It can be accepted or you can reject it, but you can't modify it. Can be rejected, but not modified. Again, why will this bill be rejected in the Lok Sabha? Makes no sense. But anyway, it may be rejected, but you can't modify it. No changes. It contains charge expenditure, and you have just approved everything. So no scope of changes now. But a very important point to understand is that this appropriation bill is passed. Money is now being spent next year, that is from 1st of April. Where's the money coming from? How is the government spending so much money in the country? Where is the money coming from? Tell me. The money is coming from taxes, where people have to pay taxes. That is how the CFI is getting the money, right? So for that, there is a bill called finance bill. Finance bill. Finance bill is also a money bill only, because finance bill contains tax proposals. Tax proposals like income tax, corporate tax. Are we clear? So let me just tell you, income tax, corporate tax, these are all taxes which are used, or which are there only for 1 year. Every year, to impose the same kind of tax, you have to get this bill passed again and again. Now, finance bill can be accepted, it can be rejected, it can be amended, right? And actually, once this is passed and signed by the president, once approved, plus, of course, assent of president, the budgetary exercise is complete. So this is what completes the budget. So finance bill, when passed, we say the budget is now done. Now the government will receive money, impose tax, get money, and can also spend money. Clear? Okay. That's it with respect to the budget. Just a small point here. So I have given this charge expenditure. What are those elements of charge expenditure? So the salaries and allowances of all these people is charge expenditure. The pension to judges of high court is charge expenditure. Debt charges. If the government has to repay some loan repayment, that is a charge expenditure. You cannot modify or change it. You have to pay that. That's country's liability. Or any sum required to satisfy any judgment, etc. If the court orders government pay compensation 35 lakh rupees to some victim, then the parliament cannot discuss, should you pay 35? Let's make it 32. No, that's not up for discussion. I mean, up for voting and modification. You can discuss and all, but you can't modify it. Simple. Are we clear? And then any other expenditure which the parliament, what is bylaw? What's meant by bylaw? Tell me, what is bylaw? Simple majority by law. So if parliament by law declares any other type of expenditure, that can also be called a charge expenditure. But as of now, these are charged expenditure. Clear? That's it. We are done with the passage of the budget. Now, since we have discussed the budget, what is relation between financial bill and budget? No relation, Bhuvnesh. Financial bill, the budget is a type of financial bill, right? This is finance bill, revenue. This is a money bill. Are we clear? Finance bill is a money bill, which is a type of financial bill. Are we clear, everybody? Appropriation bill is a money bill, which is a type of financial bill. Clear? Appropriation bill is a money bill, which is a type of financial bill. Okay. Now, coming to some budgetary terms. See, one very important point is all these demand for granting money, that's what we say, demand for grants. We had seen this here, right? Demand of ministries, granting money, demand for granting money. We have seen this word so many times now. I hope nobody has a doubt here. What is this? Demand for granting money. So, the demand for granting money, demand is the budget is presented. Basically, what is the budget? The government is asking permission from the parliament. Please allow us to spend money in the country. Clear? That's the permission the government is seeking. So, what if at the same point of time, in the month of March, MPs are coming to meet, but suddenly there's some bombing in Delhi? MPs can't meet. Possible. There's some pandemic, etc. Possible. Now, the budget exercise gets delayed by 10, 15, 20 days. We come to the month of April. Now, how will the money be spent by the government? Because government in the previous year had in the budget been allowed to take out money only till 31st of March. Yes or no? Think of this. When you say budget which was presented in the year 2023, this year, it is only allowing the government to take out money till 31st of March 2024. What if 5th of April has come? How will the government take out money? It can take out money when the budget of the year 2024 is passed, right? But if there is some delay in the passage of this budget only, then what do we do? So in the very second stage, here only, the parliament says, government, what's your total demand? The government says, my total demand is 120 lakh crores. The parliament says, okay, we'll discuss all that. But in the meantime, you take 1/6 of the total demand, meaning 2 months expenditure. 2 months expenditure is approved in advance only. Clear? Amount sanctioned by Lok Sabha till the budget is enacted, meaning passed. And this is actually 1/6 of total demand. That is 2 months expenditure. Clear? So this is what is called vote on account. It is approved initially only so that in case there is any issue, concern or delay, then the government is not left standing wanting for money. And how will the salaries be paid in April for employees, etc. So some money is sanctioned if there is any kind of problem. Okay. Second is supplementary grant. So what is this supplementary grant? Now imagine a situation in our country. Every year we have what? We have money being authorized by parliament for the tours and travel of the prime minister, because our PM loves to go outside. Our PM loves to travel outside. So what happens? For that, some money has been given by the parliament in every year, every budget. Now let us assume that the money given to the parliament, to the government for PM's foreign tour or foreign visits. How much? 500 crores. 500 crore rupees has been given for this. But because our PM loves to travel so much, this money is over by December only. Let's assume the money is done by December. And the PM right now is in some desert in Africa. Now what do we do? If the PM is in the desert in Africa, should we tell the PM, you stay there only. In the month of February, we'll bring the next budget and then we'll get more money and we'll call you back. Till then, stay there only. Of course not possible, right? So what do we do? Whenever amount authorized in the budget becomes insufficient, then what do we do? Then there is a fund which is called contingency fund. From there, money can be used immediately, and then what? Later on, this expenditure can be approved by the what? Parliament. Clear? Supplementary grant. Then we have this additional grant. Now, what is this? In the budget, the government can think of lot of things, but somehow there could be certain things that the government may have missed in this budget. Possible, right? You cannot plan and think of every possible scheme or program. Sometimes you may have missed on certain things. So, what if the government wants to bring a new scheme right now? Launch a scheme during a year. Or maybe the government says, oh, that all India marriage service is a great idea. Let's start that service only. Let's hire people. So some money is to be wasted or spent in that particular area also. Additional expenditure on a new service, which is not a part of budget. How will you spend the money? From where will you spend this money? Tell me, this additional money. What do you think? This money that you need to spend suddenly on a new scheme or program, from where will you spend this money? Again, the same old story, contingency fund. Are we clear? One stop solution, Dolo 650, Combi Flam, everything, fever, Dolo 650, COVID, Dolo 650, cancer, no, not cancer, but for all problems, one solution. That's the same thing, contingency fund. Whenever government is running short of money, they want to spend money immediately, contingency fund. Clear? Then, excess grant. So, what is excess grant? When the money given to you, see, what happens normally is, let us say, Ministry of Power. Example, Ministry of Power. Now, Ministry of Power says we want to launch 3 projects, project A, B, and C. For project A, we need 100 crores. For project B, we need 50 crores. For project C, we need, say, 80 crores. That's the demand. Okay. So the Parliament says, okay, Ministry of Power, how much money do you want? In total, 230 crores. Okay. So the Ministry of Power is given in total 230 crore rupees. It has all this amount. But when they start the project, let's say this project A, because of increase in price of commodities, etc., because of weather conditions, anything, hundreds of things can go wrong. There is some cost overruns, meaning the actual expenditure on ground is higher. So they have 230 crores. They have by mistake spent 120 crore rupees on this scheme A, which means they have spent 20 crores more, which means they will have to now get 20 crores extra because of these two schemes. They have to fulfill these two schemes. Yes or no? So that's the problem. Again, from where will the money come? Contingency fund. Again, the money is sent from contingency fund. Think of a simple example. You are living in a hostel, PG, whatever. Oh, I said PG in one class and somebody said, what is PG? So that's why hostel. Hostel. Now, you are living in a hostel and let's say the rent is 5,000 rupees. Then 3,000 is the mess charge and 2,000 given to you as pocket money per month. 10,000. Clear? Now, the point here is that when this comes to, say, the hostel charge, maybe suddenly the PG owner, the hostel owner says, I want I want 5,500 rupees from now onwards. Sorry, or else pack your bags and get lost. Simple. Now, the point is that your parents have given you 10,000 rupees. You have the money. You can't find a new house immediately. So, you have to give this extra 500 right now, which means that later on you need the 500 because you are running short of 500. So, you can ask your parents, please give me the money. But at that point of time, you have to spend the money. Same thing. This is called excess grant. Are we clear on this, everybody? And then vote of credit. What is this vote of credit? At any point of time, see, in the budget, we plan for basic expenditure on schemes, program. We cannot plan for a pandemic. We can't plan for some kind of natural calamity. We cannot plan for a war. So, what if a natural calamity, earthquake, etc. happens? What if a war takes place and you need to spend money immediately? From where will the money come? Contingency fund, one stop solution for all your problems. Are we clear? That is called vote of credit. Okay? Every time you spend money immediately, the money is coming from contingency fund. Yes, when you spend money, what happens? When you spend money, the approval is required later on, but not at that point of time. We call this what? We call this approval or authorization post expenditure. And once more point, if anybody has a doubt, sir, where is the money coming from in contingency fund? Let me remind you, while we discussed the funds, I had mentioned that money in contingency fund comes from where? Tell me, where does money come from into contingency fund? Money is coming from CFI. At regular intervals, from CFI, money is taken out and put in contingency fund. At any point of time, what is the money in contingency fund? How much is the fund? 30,000 crore rupees. Clear? That's the total money in the contingency fund at any point of time. And when you spend some money, then again the parliament approves and refurbishes the money again and again into the contingency fund. Clear? See, when it comes to vote of credit and additional grant, don't be confused. Additional grant is a planned expenditure. Right now, the government wants to create a new program or scheme. They want money. That is called additional grant. But something unplanned, suddenly Pakistan attacks India. Now, that's an unplanned event. For that, we call that vote of credit. Are we clear? Everybody? And one person asks, oh, Deependra, from where money come in CFI? Sir, for that, please revise the lecture on funds. Where does money come from in CFI, guys? Tell me. Let's help Deependra here. Money comes, okay, in the form of taxes, in the form of borrowings, etc. Any kind of tax, surcharge, any borrowings, loans that we have taken, all this is where the money comes from and put in the CFI. Okay. So one small point to mention here. See, let's say your mom has given you 1,000 rupees and says, take this, go and purchase vegetables worth 900 rupees. 100 rupees you can spend on your own. 900 given to you to purchase vegetables. 100, enjoy. You go to the shopkeeper, the vegetable vendor, and make a very sad crying face that look at my pathetic life, UPSC aspirant, no life, no fun, please give me some discount, I request you, please. Right? So the shopkeeper, looking at your situation in life, says, okay, you give me only 850 rupees, go. 50 rupees discount, UPSC aspirant discount, no problem. But the point is now that he has given you a bill of 850. Your mom will check this, that, oh, I had only told you to spend 100 rupees on yourself. How dare you spend the extra money? So for that, you can call her that, mom, see what happened. I have somehow managed to create a sad story and I have saved 50 rupees. Can I spend the money on myself? If mom says yes, yes, go enjoy. Good. Spend the money. That is called reappropriation. When the money is meant for scheme A, let's say there's a scheme A, on this 100 crore rupees has been sanctioned. Now, by chance, if the government performs very well and somehow saves 20 crore rupees on this scheme and is able to achieve the target in just 80 crores, then this extra 20 crores the government cannot spend on other schemes. No, 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 not possible. For spending this money also on some other activity, you need to get the permission of the parliament. Are we clear? Shifting money from one head to another, one area to another, one scheme to another, one department to another, that is called reappropriation. The parliament will again give you permission. Okay, you want to spend this 20 crores on something else? Approved. Look at this. Look at how intricate approvals are required. That even if I want to spend money genuinely, but on something else, then what? For that also permission is required. Everything needs permission of the parliament. Clear? Okay. Now, one more point. Look at the very first point here. Vote on account. What is this vote on account? In case there is any delay in the passage of the budget, then for 2 months, the government need not worry because the sanction has been given by the parliament. Now, think of something. If the appropriation bill gets delayed, that is why the government is unable to get the money sanctioned, right? Because there is a delay in the passage of appropriation bill. If this bill gets delayed, this also gets delayed because finance bill is passed after appropriation bill. So if the finance bill gets delayed, then how will the government impose taxes? So if there is a delay in the passage of finance bill for 20 days, so 1st to 20 April, no taxes, full enjoyment. That's not possible. For that, there is already a law in the country. That law is called Provisional Collection of Taxes Act 1931. This law gives the government the permission to collect taxes at new rates for up to 75 days till the finance bill is passed. Are we clear? Right? So this is just like a vote on account, but for the revenue part. That even without the parliament's permission, the government can keep on collecting taxes for 2.5 months, right? At new rates. This is what is called the the Provisional Collection of Taxes Act 1931. Are we clear on this, everybody? Very, very simple. You will only be confused if you have not heard me because your attention was somewhere else. Simple. It simply means if there is any delay in the passage of finance bill, the government still has a right to keep on collecting taxes for 2.5 months. That's it. Okay. Now, all these terms, vote on account, supplementary grant, additional grant, excess grant, vote of credit, all these things are mentioned under Article 267. Are we clear? So when we are discussing the topic funds, I had mentioned that these terms, don't worry, we'll be discussing these terms in the topic budget. Time has come, we have discussed that also. Clear? So if at any point of time in your life, today, tomorrow, in future, you ever go and revise Article 267 from your slides, if that ever happens, maybe, who knows, then you will find those terms mentioned. Clear? So please revise before the exam only, not after the examination. Now, one more point is that, see, this budget is a very unique exercise to influence the voter. Yes or no? Tell me. If the government reduces tax rates, starts amazing schemes, freebies, subsidies, right? Then what happens? People say, oh, very good government, best government. Because we all want things for free without having to pay for it. But when we are the ones who are providing for those things, then we want the money, sadly, right? So, this reminds me of a very unique situation in the on YouTube. I don't really know what's the reality behind it, how true this was, but there was a teacher on YouTube during the pandemic. He would teach students, I think for ninth or 10th, or maybe for SSC or one day examinations. He would teach students for free on YouTube. It's all free, right? Free content. And then he wanted to expand his teaching, and he wanted to purchase a interactive board, basically a computer screen, which would be somewhere around 1.5 lakh rupees. So he told all his subscribers that, guys, I want small contribution because I'm very poor. I'm giving this content for free. Can you please pay me some amount? You'll be surprised that the total money he could collect from all his thousands of subscribers was around 8,000. Not everybody paid, nobody paid money. Some subscribers paid 10 rupees, 15 rupees. And those who paid that, they said, where is the board? It's been 20 days now. And this fellow was crying on YouTube that I wasted money, my resources to give content free of cost, and this is what I get in return. Anyway, so this is our country. Freebie culture is what we love. If things are free, it's nice. We don't want to pay for any kind of content, right? So there is no respect of intellectual property in this country, right? Be it the piracy of books, be it the piracy of cinema, etc. So this idea of giving free things is a very novel kind of idea at the hands of some parties. So if, let's say, I am the ruling party right now, the budget is around the corner, and this year is election year, why should I go for long term reforms which would require me to spend less money on freebies and more money on infrastructure? Because see, if I spend money on improving the judicial system, right, people will not be able to get the benefit directly immediately. People want immediate benefit today only. Like when we teach, right, the first day after learning some things, I can't write answers. No, I don't like this. I want to write answers immediately. That's your perception. That's not how things function. Good governance takes time. So you have to understand that when you start studying comprehensively, you improve slowly. Same thing here. But the point is, this is election year. If I go for long term reform, then nobody will vote for me. So let me use this year's budget, to spend money lavishly on people, giving all free schemes to people. I'll get voted back to power. Again, enjoy for 5 years. This is a problem with the opposition also, because opposition can do nothing. They can only promise, but delivering on those things is the control of the government. So that The budget is not used by the ruling party to manipulate the voter unfairly in its own advantage. The concept is interim budget. So, interim budget is a concept where the regular budget presented in the election year is called interim budget. The budget presented by the incumbent. What is incumbent? Incumbent means current, sitting. Which is the incumbent government? Tell me. Which is the incumbent government right now? BJP is the incumbent, or NDA is the incumbent government. That's it. Which is the incumbent government in Delhi? Tell me. Which is the incumbent government in Delhi? Okay, great. Aam Aadmi Party. So now you understand what is incumbent. A very nice word. You can use this word in the answer also, referring to the current government as the incumbent government. So the budget presented by a normal regular government, but in the election year, is called interim budget. For example, 2019, next year 2024. When next year the government presents the budget, that budget will be termed interim budget. Why? Because the idea is you are going to present the budget of 2024 for April to March 25. Yes or no? In the month of May, elections will take place. From the month of June, there will be a new government. Why should the new government be forced into following the budget that you made for them? Why? The new government should get a right to make their own budget. What's this nonsense? Right? So, the idea is that the interim budget contains, yes, detailed documentation of every expenditure and also every revenue, rupee earned. But for the coming few months only. For few months only, they'll prepare a rough kind of budget, very general budget, right? Nothing new, nothing drastic, because we know that election around the corner. Let the new government come, let them have their own budget. And also, ideally, see, it is not mentioned anywhere, but ideally, the incumbent government should not introduce any major policy changes that can influence the vote bank unfairly. Now, what is the major policy change? There is no definition. But the idea is that please don't modify tax rates, right? For example, reducing tax rates, giving free money, etc. under some scheme, right? Pradhan Mantri Ghar Baithe Paise Yojana. Don't launch all these schemes, right? You can promise this that if we come back to power, we'll give everybody 1,000 rupees. That's okay. That's a promise. But when you give it beforehand, you are directly manipulating the voter. For example, see, in our country, we know very well the condition of farmers is troublesome. Most of the farmers, not the rich ones, largely the small marginal farmers. So government said their conditions are very poor in most cases. So what we need is to give them some kind of support. So government launched a scheme called PM Kisan Samman Nidhi, rupees 6,000 cash given to farmers, in 3 installments. This scheme was launched in 2019 budget. Now, if the government was so caring about the farmers, it could have made this an election promise also, that when we come to power, we launch this scheme. Or in 2018, 2017, 2016, but no, the scheme was launched in the budget 2019. Interim budget, election year budget. Do you think this is justified? Tell me. It's not justified. That's a problem, right? Secondly, normally tax rates should not be modified. What the government do? So right now tax bracket has been modified. So nowadays what happens is with the new budget that less than 3 lakhs, no tax. 3 lakh or 3 lakhs or less, no tax. 3 to 6 lakhs, 5%. 6 to 9 lakhs, 10%. 9 to 12, 15%. 12 to 15, 20%. 15 lakhs and above, what is that? 30% tax. So at that point of time, anybody who was earning between 2.5 to 5 lakh rupees had to pay roughly around 12,000 rupees of tax. 12,500. What did government do? They did not reduce tax rate, but they gave tax discount, rebate, discount. Anybody who was earning less than 5 lakh rupees, you would get a tax discount of 12,500. Actually, anybody earning less than 5 lakh rupees, the maximum tax that they had to pay was this amount only. And the government strategically gave the exact same amount as tax discount. Now, the idea is that it's for you to decide whether these things are justified. It's okay, these are just examples. Okay, no problem. It's for you to decide whether these things are justified or not. Right? And for tax rebate, you'll understand this better once you study economics as well. How is tax calculated, etc. Just think of it that the government simply gave tax discount to people of the country. How much discount? 12,500 rupees discount. Simple. Clear? Suresh, incumbent government means what? Arey sir, what are you doing here? Satyendra, nothing is mentioned. See, as I said, ideally, it is ideally, okay, it is an expectation, right? There's no law which says so. But that's a problem. Everything should have a law or what, right? Sometimes there should be some propriety on your own part, integrity on your own part. But sadly, our ministers and politicians want a law for everything. And when the new government comes to power, they can, in the month of July, August, have their own budget for the remaining part of the year. That's it. Interim budget. Ashay, as I said, you will get this more when you study in economics, but please understand that just think of it that the government gave a tax discount. So if you are going to pay tax to the government, 12,500 rupees of discount was given. Anurag, standard question is it mentioned in the constitution? Sir, as I said, it is not mentioned, sir. Nothing is mentioned. If something is mentioned, I'll tell you it is mentioned. Don't worry. Clear? Okay, great. Let's solve this question. Came in 2011. Oh, poll. Done. Okay, so the provision of vote on account is used by a regular government. Interim budget is used by what is a caretaker government? What is this caretaker government? There is no caretaker government. Interim budget is used by a regular government only. It is just that in the election year, it is the budget is called a interim budget. There is no such concept which exists anywhere. So one is wrong. A vote on account only deal with expenditure. How much expenditure? 2 months expenditure. 1/6 of the total demand. While interim budget includes both expenditure and receipt. That's correct. So 2 is correct, but 1 is wrong. That's it. We are done with the passage of the budget. Once you study your economics classes and see the budget, you can now also better understand how all those things were passed. Clear? Let's now move on. Look at this. And every rupee to be earned. That is a revenue part, receipt part of the budget. Okay. Moving on to some other terms. First is the leader of the house. Very simple, nothing unique here. Who is the leader of the house? So, leader of the house, and both the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha rules define like this only, that Prime Minister is the leader of whichever house he or she is an MP of. Okay. So please tell me currently who is the leader of Lok Sabha? Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Why? Because he is an MP in Lok Sabha. So what happens in Rajya Sabha? Any senior minister chosen by PM becomes the leader in the other house. Clear? For example, this person is Mr. Piyush Goyal. And look at how happy he is. That, sir, you are everything, sir. Great, sir. Amazing, sir. Look at his expression. This means what? That the PM has chosen him and says, okay, come on, enjoy this post. Clear? So, the leader in the other house is chosen by the Prime Minister. In this case, this person is the leader in the Rajya Sabha. Clear? Okay. So now what's this leader's role? Don't think that leader is senior to the presiding officer. The boss is a presiding officer. Leader acts as a spokesperson of the house and represents the house on ceremonial functions. Also maintains coordination between parties, and the presiding officer will consult the leader only, consulted by the presiding officer with respect to arrangement of government business, when to adjourn the session, when to prorogue the session, how should we place all the bills, etc., which bill you want to discuss before, which bill afterwards. So normally the presiding officer consults the leader of the house on all these matters. Okay, there is no benefit as such, it is just a respectable honorable post. That's it. Can the PM be a leader of Rajya Sabha? Yes, of course. We have seen in the past. For example, Dr. Manmohan Singh was an MP from Rajya Sabha, and he was a leader of Rajya Sabha. Clear? And at that point of time, uh, in 2004 9 Lok Sabha, 2004 to 2009 Lok Sabha, Pranab Mukherjee was leader of Lok Sabha. And from 29 to 2014, the second Congress rule, UPA rule, because Dr. Manmohan Singh was a member of Rajya Sabha, he was a leader in Rajya Sabha. Then Sushil Kumar Shinde was the leader of the Lok Sabha. But anyway, it's a ruling party only. What's the point? You have your own speaker, you have your own leader of the house. Nothing unique, right? What is more important is this post, leader of opposition. Because in the country, opposition is divided. Various parties are a part of opposition, right? See, right now you may think that opposition has come against Narendra Modi. That is a rare thing. And such kind of oppositions never stand. Because if your target is not development but to defeat a person, it's a very shallow governance strategy. The same thing happened in 1970s also, when Janta Party was not one party, but a group of 5 parties plus CFD coming together to defeat Indira Gandhi. And that can't be an agenda. I mean, the big problem with the opposition right now is that they want to defeat Narendra Modi. Why, please give an alternative model of governance. That's a request right now. Give us a model of governance. So what? What is your idea? That's a concern. But anyway, normally the opposition is also divided into various parties. So we want that there should be a collective collective conscience of the opposition, collective conscience, one, and question the government as collectively united as one, standing up tall against the government. So they should choose from amongst themselves somebody who is called a leader of opposition, right? Leader of opposition is not mentioned in the constitution, it is a statutory post. Firstly, statutory post. Second, uh, one advantage is that these people have the same status as a cabinet minister. So same rank, same salary, etc. So this post is mentioned where? Mentioned in this law called the Salaries and Allowances of LOP, Leader of Opposition, Act 1977. Clear? This is where this post is mentioned. What's the criteria? You should be a member of the house, of course. You should be recognized, meaning appointed, chosen by the presiding officer. So, presiding officer will choose you. Number three, you should belong to that party in the opposition which has the greatest numerical strength. In the opposition, there are multiple parties: Congress, YSR, AITMC, or AITC, DMK, etc. Which party has the highest numerical strength, meaning maximum number of MPs? Clear? Arey, LOP is leader of opposition here. What to do? How to survive this onslaught of geniosity? Leader of opposition, LOP. Who is LOP now? Oh, okay. Okay. Now, coming to the very important point, who is the LOP now? Somebody says, sir, I want to know the name of LOP. Okay. In Lok Sabha and in Rajya Sabha. Firstly, you tell me, in Lok Sabha, which party has the highest number of MPs, but in the opposition? In the opposition. Congress. Congress, I think, has around 50 MPs, if I'm not wrong, including Rahul Gandhi. In the Rajya Sabha also, Congress only. I think Congress in Rajya Sabha has 31 MPs. Okay. But if you observe, we have an LOP in the Rajya Sabha. Mallikarjun Khadge is the leader of opposition in the Rajya Sabha. But in the Lok Sabha, there is no leader of opposition. Why? Strange, right? I mean, Congress is the party with the highest number of MPs. Why no LOP? Please understand. There is also this rule given by the very first Speaker of India, G.V. Mavlankar. So G.V. Mavlankar said that, see, yes, you have to be the largest opposition party. Agreed. One more criteria is there, that the strength of the main opposition party to be officially recognized as such must be equal to the what? Quorum of the house. Now tell me, what is the quorum? 10%? Yes or no? 10% or 1/10 of the total strength. Let's see. In the Lok Sabha, what is the quorum? Number, I want number. What's the quorum? 543, 10%, 54.3, at least 10%, 55. Raj Sabha, what's the quorum? 245, 24.5, meaning 25. So the point Mavlankar was making, or G. Mavlankar was making, that apart from this criteria, this also is there. So yes, Congress is the largest party in the opposition in the Rajya Sabha. It has 31 MPs. Quorum is how much? 25. Is Congress meeting the quorum? Yes or no? In the Rajya Sabha? Yes. So we have LOP in the Rajya Sabha. But the quorum of Lok Sabha is 55. Is Congress meeting the quorum in the Lok Sabha? No. That is why no LOP in the Lok Sabha. Are we clear on this? See, Mavlankar rule is just a rule made by Speaker, and you know very well, the Speaker is the one who is the final interpreter of rules, regulations, constitutions, and also parliamentary conventions. But just to mention this point for your knowledge, not important, that there is a law called Parliament Facilities Act 1998. Under that law, there is a rule, Direction 121, where this is mentioned. Not important. Ignore it. But yes, this is a speaker's rule, and this needs to be followed. I hope now you understand why we don't have an LOP in the Lok Sabha. Are we clear? If two parties both meet the quorum and two parties have the same strength, are in the opposition, then the presiding officer will decide who will be the leader of opposition. Simple. Clear? Are we okay? Great. And just to point this out, first ever LOP in our country was also there only in 1969. That is Ram Subhash Singh. So don't be angry at the BJP government. They are doing nothing unique, right? This was done by Nehru also. In the first Lok Sabha, Nehru scored 364 out of 489 seats. 364 seats. The largest party in opposition was CPI with 16 seats. Second Lok Sabha, Nehru got 371 seats out of 494. Largest party in opposition was CPI, 27 seats. Look at the Congress now, come down to 50 seats. Anyway, this leader of opposition is actually a member of various committees which are used. For example, the LOP is a part of a committee which is there to appoint the chief election commissioner, part of a committee to appoint the CBI director, etc. That's their role. Okay, that's it. We are done with the leader of opposition. Now, parliamentary privilege. But before that, let's take a quick break. And after the break, we'll come back and discuss parliamentary privilege. Anurag, yes, the speaker can make his new rule now. We can change the rule, no problem whatsoever. Okay, done. Break, please. Before you say previous slide. 7 full 15 minutes of enjoyment. Okay, break, please, guys. Okay, let's continue. Now, let's look at the parliamentary privileges. So, what are these parliamentary privileges? See, when it comes to any kind of benefit being extended to our members of parliament, also the state legislators, that is what is the reference to parliamentary privilege, right? So, think of this situation. Our MPs have been elected by us. They are the elected representatives in the house. So, of course, they need to have some kind of provisions, or they need to have some kind of benefits, some kind of concession, some kind of immunity, some special treatment, some differential treatment, which will not just ensure that they perform their functions with independence and effectiveness, but also is a mark of respect, dignity, honor, authority. So, for all these reasons, we have what is the parliamentary privilege. This is nothing but some special concessions enjoyed by the legislators individually and the house collectively also, to do what? To facilitate their work. And in short, what's the reason? Why do we have special benefits for them? So one thing is that it is necessary in order to secure the independence, secure independence and effectiveness of their functions, or of their actions, of their actions. And number two is also to maintain dignity, maintain honor, maintain authority, respect, etc. for the post. These are the two reasons why we have a special treatment of the legislators. Okay, that's it. Now, coming to collective privilege. These are some privileges that the house enjoys collectively. So, whatever happens in the house on a daily basis, the house has full authority to publish what we call the debates happening in the house, right? And not just that, the house also has the authority to prevent others from publishing those debates, right? That's a collective privilege of the house. Then, now let me just clarify, media cannot be prevented from publishing reports of what is happening in the house. So maybe if you want to take out a publication, Lok Sabha debates on a daily basis, you may not be allowed to take that out, right? The house can say no, only we will publish that. But if the media wants to publish an article with respect to what is happening in the house, then the media is allowed to do it. So that's the idea, that we give free play to media, because the very important role of media is to also inform the public of what is happening in the house in general, right? So that's there. Clear? Now, this is the collective privilege number one. Then I think we already knew that the house can exclude strangers from its proceedings, and the house can hold secret sittings also, right? So at certain points of time, with when the leader of the house requests, then the house can also have a secret sitting wherein nobody who is an outsider meaning nobody who is a non-member may be allowed to sit. That's possible. And otherwise also, if you want to go and sit in the house, the speaker or the presiding officer can say, sorry, please get lost from here, we won't allow you to sit in the house. That's also possible. So it's the house which decides who will sit in the galleries, etc., who can watch the house proceedings and all such things. Clear? Then the house also makes its own rules on how to run the house effectively. We call those rules what? We call those rules as the rules of procedure and conduct of business. But in short, Lok Sabha rules, Rajya Sabha rules. Then the house can punish its members as well as outsiders for the breach of privilege or contempt. Meaning, whenever the house, whenever the house feels that any member has disrespected the house, then remember, there can be a privilege motion brought against the person, and the person can be expelled also, including outsiders, people like us. If we make any kind of statement against the house can punish us also, and with jail sentence. So contempt, meaning if you make any derogatory remark against the house, any kind of derogatory remark, which a remark which can attack the dignity or lower the authority of the house, then you can be punished. Then this is for people who are sitting here, who will become IPS officers. Whenever you arrest any sitting legislator, you have to immediately inform the what? You have to immediately inform the presiding officer. So the house has the right to receive immediate information on the arrest, on the detention, conviction, imprisonment, and release of a member. Then the house can also institute inquiries and order the attendance of witnesses and send for relevant papers and records. So house has this power also that it can call people, come on, come and be a witness in front of me, make some statements here. So all these things can be done by the house. Clear? Then the courts are prohibited to inquire into the proceedings of the house. Let me be very clear on this. This is a constitutional provision, Article 122. The courts are not allowed to inquire into the house's proceedings. However, there is a small catch here. Supreme Court has said that this is not available to unconstitutional activities. So, if there is any unconstitutional activity going on in the house, then the Supreme Court can interfere, because Supreme Court is the protector, the custodian, the guardian of the Constitution. Then no person. So again, for those IPS officers, if you're an IPS officer, when you want to arrest a member or an outsider inside the precincts, the boundary of the house, that's not allowed without the permission of presiding officer. So next time the police comes to arrest you, please run inside the nearest assembly or the Lok Sabha Rajya Sabha building, and the police will have to what? Take the permission of the presiding officer. In the meantime, run away from there. Don't do all this. When the police comes to arrest you, please offer yourself for arrest. That's it. No person, either a member or outsider, can be arrested, and no legal process, a warrant, can be served within the precincts boundary of the house without the permission of the presiding officer. So presiding officer's permission is required in case you want to do what? In case you want to uh, serve any arrest warrant or arrest somebody within the house. Now coming to individual privilege. As an individual member of the house, what's the privilege? So there is this section 135 capital A of CPC, the Code of Civil Procedure 1908. So what does this say? This says that in civil cases, freedom from arrest, not in criminal cases. In civil cases, there will be freedom from arrest during the session of the parliament, 40 days before the session, and 40 days after the end of session. So you cannot arrest the MPs while the session is going on, or 40 days before the session starts, or 40 days after the session ends. But only in what kind of cases? Civil cases, not a criminal case. And for civil cases, I hope I have already explained this when we were discussing the topic precedent, Article 361. Please refer to the Article 361 to know more on that. Revision, again, the same old story. Then a very, very important article. This is very important to know. This is Article 105. What is Article 105? It says that in the House, the members have unlimited, unrestricted, complete freedom of speech. So basically, once you know Article 19, that is the article, the fundamental right, which gives us the freedom of speech and expression, you will come to realize that the freedom of speech and expression that we have has around 8 different restrictions. So we cannot make any statement which can cause defamation. We cannot make a statement which can create public disorders against morality, etc. Or else quote. But no member is liable to any proceedings in any court for anything said, for anything said, or any vote given by him or her in the parliament or its committees. Clear? And of course, they are exempted from jury service. What is this jury service? Any idea? Jury service. Have you seen the movie Rustam? No? Have you seen the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard defamation trial? Okay, no problem. I'll explain what is jury. So this is a system which happens in USA now, not in India. Think of it. The judge is sitting here, and here you have the accused. Here you have the public prosecutor. Public prosecutor, government's lawyer. Okay. Now, these two lawyers, ideally you will feel that these two lawyers are fighting the case in front of judge. Yes or no? Judge will give this kind of judgment. But no. There are some people sitting here. They are called jury. Who is a jury? Jury is a concept which is based on a very simple idea. Take some people from society. These are normal people sitting here, common people like you and me, rich, poor, young, old, men, women, educated, uneducated, literate, illiterate, various professions. The jury actually represents society. So some random people are chosen And the point is that if these people find you guilty, so the accused and the public prosecutor, government lawyer, they are fighting the case to convince the jury whether you are guilty or not. Clear? And if the jury says yes, guilty, then the judge will only give the punishment, decide on what will be the quantum of punishment. This is the concept of jury. It is not there in India. It used to be there in some local courts in Bombay province, Maharashtra, and in some courts in West Bengal. But now it is no longer there, especially after CRPC 1973. We don't have any jury. It's a very lame kind of concept, where because people, normal people, emotional people, they can very easily be manipulated. And all those who may have seen Rustam, you'd know very well how the jury can very easily be manipulated, emotional, right? So this is the concern, and that is why we don't have this kind of thing in our country. Clear? Anyway, but apart from this, if you want the MP to come and be a witness in any case, then while the parliamentary session is going on, the MP can say, sorry, I will not be a witness right now. Let the session be over. Clear? Okay, that's it. Individual privileges. One more thing I would like to add here. All the benefits you see, these individual privileges, they are also available to those covered under Article 88. What is Article 88? Now, I want to know, please, what is Article 88? Firstly, respond to my queries. Don't ask queries right now. Don't cut, copy, paste the article here. Come on, grow up. Okay, great. Some of you know, others no idea. Some trying to cut, copy, paste and impress me. Good for you. Article 88 basically is the article which says that every person or every minister and the attorney general have a right to sit, speak, take part in the proceedings of either house. Remember, Article 88, the right of the ministers and the attorney general with respect to the houses. So, if you are a minister, even if you are not an MP, you will still be enjoying all these privileges. If you're an attorney general, you still enjoy all these privileges. Clear? That's it. Okay, so that is all as far as individual privileges or benefits are concerned. Now, special powers of Lok Sabha. What are the special powers of Lok Sabha? Meaning that those powers that only the Lok Sabha has, but the Rajya Sabha does not. One is, of course, Article 75. Right? What is Article 75? Article 75 simply talks about the idea of collective responsibility. Collective responsibility, because of which things like government formation will take place only in which house? Lok Sabha. things like various motions, like adjournment motion, censure motion, etc., can be introduced in which house? Only the Lok Sabha. Then superior power with respect to money bills, whether it is a introduction of the money bill, whether it is the passage of money bill, whether it is any kind of modification in the money bill. This is all the power of Lok Sabha, plus any kind of cut motion, and also the demand for grants. All this is approved only in the Lok Sabha. Then superior power with respect to joint sitting. So what's the superior power in case of joint sitting? The power is number one, numerical advantage. Number two, Lok Sabha rules are followed. And number three, the presiding officer is the speaker. Then premature withdrawal of national emergency. So please ignore this for now, my dear aspirants. Don't panic, don't worry. When we study national emergency, I will personally myself tell you, explain this point. Are we clear? But till then, don't panic at all. Nothing is happening. It's all okay. Things are all under control. Okay. Last point. If you look at this dominance of its members in all joint committees, what's the idea here? The idea here is that when we talk about any kind of parliamentary committee, for example, if you talk about what? DRSC. Do you remember this committee called DRSC? Departmentally related standing committees in the budget. Yes or no? I had mentioned that there are 24 such committees, and these committees have MPs from Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. But look at the Lok Sabha MPs, 21 MPs. Rajya Sabha, 10 MPs. So the point is that in any such committee where you have MPs from both the houses, you will find that there is always this dominance of the Lok Sabha in terms of membership in that particular committee. Clear? Okay. So this is the special power of Lok Sabha. Similarly, we have some special power of Rajya Sabha also. These are the special powers of Rajya Sabha. So, of course, Rajya Sabha is not subject to dissolution. This is we call this house as a continuing chamber, never subject to dissolution. Then tenure of individual MPs is 6 years, whereas in case of Lok Sabha, it's maximum 5 years. Can you please mention the article here? Read the point and mention the article. Tell me, what's this article? Okay, great. Some of you are mentioning correctly, others are writing random things. Why do I never get the good response I expect from people who constantly keep on asking queries? Article 67, Clause B. And what is this? Initiating, starting, beginning, moving the proceedings for removal of vice president, which requires what kind of majority? Tell me. Okay, requires effective majority. Then these two articles 312, 249, Rajya Sabha can authorize the Parliament to create a new All India service. Rajya Sabha can authorize the Parliament to make laws on state list subjects. We had explained this sufficiently. And this authorization is with 2/3 of total strength. Yes or no? Okay, very good. 2/3 of present and voting. So these are the special powers of Rajya Sabha. So now the point is, should we remove Rajya Sabha? Is Rajya Sabha required? Is the big question. What is the no? What is the advantage of having a Rajya Sabha? Benefit of Rajya Sabha. So the need, the importance of Rajya Sabha. So guys, I would now request all of you to keep a pen and paper with you. I'll dictate a question which you'll have to note down. Okay, I won't write the question here. That is the advantage of attending the live class. Okay, anyway, but so kindly have a pen and paper ready in front of you. Anyway, coming to need and importance. First point, Rajya Sabha comprises of MPs who are chosen by the people in the states, called MLAs. So Rajya Sabha is seen as a representation of what? Representation of the states. Representation of states, which would also mean protecting and promoting federalism. Clear? Number two. See, Lok Sabha MPs are always very aggressive, passionate, because they are voted upon by, they are chosen by people. People vote, people choose, right? So they are always act for the camera, always trying to impress their voter. And that is why Lok Sabha is sometimes called the house of passion. It's the Rajya Sabha which keeps a check on hasty passage of bills. Sometimes bills are passed in hurry, right? Rajya Sabha acts as a check, house of corrections. Check on Lok Sabha with respect to bills passed in a hurry. Then, of course, a very important point is that members in Rajya Sabha, experts are there, right? Because they are not directly chosen by people, so the quality of membership is better. And that's why you'll see in Rajya Sabha lesser disruptions happening. Disruptions are very less in Rajya Sabha. Not just this, lesser disruptions, you will see better quality of debates, lesser disruptions, a more rational behavior. So in Rajya Sabha, in general, you won't find the MPs fighting, banging on the door, etc. Right? Not a door, the desk, etc. Then historically a higher attendance rate is there. Historically. So, because of all these reasons, we need Rajya Sabha. It's very, very important as a house to ensure the collective responsibility, even though the ministers are directly responsible to Lok Sabha only, but Rajya Sabha is a very, very important house to ensure that the ministers perform their task to the fullest of their ability. Are we clear? So that's why we need Rajya Sabha. See, when it comes to members who are experts, the idea being that in the Rajya Sabha, since you also have the opportunity to choose 12 people from any field, they are experts in their field. Otherwise, also the MLAs vote for these people, so they can simply vote for experts who are in some field more knowledgeable, rather than those people who are popular. Popularity and knowledge are two different things. Sadly, for a lot of us, it takes an entire lifetime to realize a difference. What is very popular may not be the best, because it's very logical that something which is very, very good may not be understood by everybody. So, normally, what's popular is something which is largely accepted. But what is genuinely very good is limited to only a certain class of people, not economic class, the top story, the mental class, people with scholastic ability to understand. So, winning an election by making grandiose statements is a different art, but actually having knowledge on specific topics is a different art. So, when MLAs vote, there is a possibility of them choosing people who are specialists in certain fields. When people vote, people are fans of your style, right? Nothing beyond that. Okay, so that's how it is. Anyway, this is why we need the Rajya Sabha. As I said, now I hope you have the pen and paper in front of you. So I gave the same question in the weekend batch. So please write the question now. Okay, all ready? Should we dictate now, or is there somebody who's still waiting for the pen paper? Done. Okay. Compare the compare the special powers. Compare the special powers provided to Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Full stop. Compare the special powers provided to the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha. Full stop. Do you think, continue in the same question, do you think that Rajya Sabha can be abolished? Do you think that Rajya Sabha can be abolished? Question mark. Argue your case. Argue your case. Okay, so it's a 150 word answer only. So just write this answer in 150 words. share to Target IS and get your marks. Okay, great. Now, before we move on, solve one question also. This question asked in 2020. Easy question, nothing much to discuss here. 150 words. Why? Why are people marking A, C, and D? We just saw the topic. How can you be so wrong? Raj Sabha has equal power with Lok Sabha. Creating a new All India service is a special power of Rajya Sabha. Where is the equality? Removal of government through NCM, right, is a special power of Lok Sabha. Where is the equality? Making cut motions is a special power of Lok Sabha. Where is the equality? Amending the constitution is the equality. A bill amending the constitution can be introduced in which house? Tell me. Either house, by any member, no joint sitting, and it's mandatory for the president to give assent. Right? Simple. So, amending the constitution is where they have equal powers. Should we move on now? Okay. We are effectively done with the chapter Parliament. We'll just study one more topic which is best studied along with the chapter Parliament, and that topic is Anti-Defection Law, Schedule 10. Okay. So now what exactly is this anti-defection law? But before that, what is the meaning of defection? What is defection? Tell me. Defection refers to disloyalty. In your friends group, school days, college days, sometimes you would change the group of friends. Why would you change the group of friends? Maybe before the examination, trying to get more marks, change the group. Or even now, you had a friends group, but now you want to find a new friends group. Why? Because you want a UPSC friends group. So you defect, right? Disloyalty. Defection refers to nothing but disloyalty. My point is, we are discussing defection, but the concern is what? The concern is with respect to the politicians, right? Now, what is a political party? In your governance classes, you will find, see, the chapter Parliament is not officially over. Please wait. Once we are done with this, I'll tell you which articles are important. So, when we talk about any political party, the definition of a political party is a group of people with a common ideology, common vision, who come together with the purpose or intention of contesting and winning elections. Otherwise, if you have no such intention, you'll be called a civil society. Intellectual people coming together to form a group. That's it. But the moment you want to win the election, you are a political party. But the premise is what? Premise is having a common ideology. That's the premise. Now think of it. Let us say today you believe the Congress's ideology is very good. Tomorrow, you may fully believe that the BJP's ideology is very good. Day after tomorrow, you may fully believe that the communist, sorry, that may not be true. But anyway, some other party's ideology may be fully correct. We have every right to know more information and change our perception, change our behavior. Yes or no? We do, right? What's the problem? Now, what is the big deal about it? So today I feel that BJP has a very good ideology. I want to join BJP, and tomorrow I simply want to switch and change to Congress. Why do you want to prevent this? Tell me. First and foremost, nobody is preventing me and you. Let's understand. This anti-defection is limited only to legislators, MPs, MLAs, MLCs, not to all the party workers. If today you are a BJP party worker who is a member of BJP, not BJP claims that it has 10,000 members, 10 crore members, 10 crore members. We don't care whether you leave BJP and join Congress or vice versa. We will start caring when you become an MP, MLA, MLC, a legislator. That's when we start caring, right? Why? Because of the problems that can come when you leave your party. Point number one, why would somebody leave their party? Do you think they leave party because of ideology? Of course not. One reason why people leave their party is because of better opportunities, minister's post, corruption. Point number two, if today 100 MPs from BJP leave BJP and join Congress, BJP government collapses, instability. Tomorrow, if 100 MPs again go back to BJP, again government formed. So this can create instability as well. Instability in the government formation. Okay. Now, one more thing. Think of this. Today, people of Wayanad have voted for Rahul Gandhi. Also, one primary reason would be that Rahul Gandhi is not a member of BJP. But if Rahul Gandhi now goes and joins BJP, is he not cheating or breaching the trust of people? Yes or no? If people have voted for you because you are from BJP and you leave BJP and go to Congress after winning the elections, you are also breaching the trust of voter who voted for you. So it also causes a breach of trust of voter. And not just this, Supreme Court says so, that political parties survive. The bread and butter of political parties is the respect that they have in the eyes of people. You attack the respect and you lose, the party loses everything. I'll give a very good example of it. Rahul Gandhi, BJP selectively targeted Rahul Gandhi. In fact, there were a lot of statements that Rahul Gandhi did have a lot of faux pas moments. He would make some errors in his speeches. But so has our Prime Minister. So has Mr. Amit Shah. You don't see memes of those people, right? But selectively, memes of Rahul Gandhi were floated to target him, call him names, and make him sound silly. Attack the leader, and you diminish the respect of party in the eyes of people, right? So much so that now his resurgence has come again Though he has improved his image now. In the recent times, he has drastically changed his image. But nevertheless, in the back of your mind, you will always have this doubt. So the best way to decimate your opposition is to make fun of them. Laugh it off. Simply. The most demotivating thing you can do to somebody is make fun of them. Right? That's the same thing. So what happens is the respect that a party has in the eyes of people is what is the survival of the people, the party. If you find that on a daily basis people are leaving this party, you'll say, oh, this party is completely bogus, nobody wants this party. And when you defect, keep on changing parties, what you're doing is you join a party, take the advantage of party's name, fame, its worker base, etc., win election, and kick the party, use and throw like a chewing gum, and move on for greener pastures. That is going to be wrong. So you are also reducing a political party, which is a collective group of people with a common ideology, to some casual, informal platform where you come as you please and you go as you please. So, reduces parties to casual or some kind of informal platform. Because of these reasons, we thought that there should be some law to prevent it. Are we clear? A law to prevent legislators from changing their party, not the party members and all. So, just to clarify here, a party can comprise of am I visible to everybody, guys? Okay. So, the party can comprise of two things. Point number one, I am talking about the party as a whole. I am referring to political party. This political party has lakhs and lakhs of members spread across the country, crores of members. BJP, Congress, because these are very big parties, national parties, they claim to have crores of members registered in BJP, registered in Congress. Members. Your screen rainbow one time. Oh, anyway. But in your political party, let's say BJP, BJP has 10 crore workers, but some of those people from BJP have won the election and have become MP, MLA, MLC, yes or no? Let's assume this small group of people from your party have won and become MPs, MLAs, MLCs. We call this group as legislative party, meaning party members who have or who are legislators. Could be MP, could be MLA, could be MLC. Are we clear, everybody? What is a legislative party? In like, if this is a BJP, these are the legislative BJP. No doubts here. Please don't ask me later on, sir. Again, once more, what is legislative party? uh, typical 2 3 names, and they will say explain again without telling me what exactly is the concern. Okay, so this is what is legislative party. So basically, anti-defection law is applicable on these people only. You change your party, go to some other party, nobody cares. These people change party, these things happen. To give you an example, which all of you would be aware of only, there was an MP, sorry, MLA called Gaya Lal. Now, Gaya Lal was an MLA from Congress. Gaya Lal, this is a story of 1967. 1967 in Haryana, Hodal, Palwal. So, Gaya Lal left Congress and joined Janta Party. Okay. Within 14 days, he again left Janta and joined Congress back. 14 days. 14 days. Can you believe, in just 14 days? The Janta, the Congress spokesperson took Gaya Lal to a press conference and told in the press conference, Gaya Lal वापस आ गया है. Gaya Lal has come back. Gaya means gone. Now he has come back because Gaya Lal has come back again. But little did they know that on the same day, in the evening, Gaya Lal went back to Janta Party. Within 15 days, he changed his party 3 times, which resulted in a very popular phrase, though it has not got anything to do with his name, but people misconstrued it. It has got to do with his name. The phrase is called Ayaram Gayaram, but the actual meaning is that when will a politician come to your party, only God knows, Ram knows. And when will the politician Gaya leave from your party, only God knows. Mere human beings cannot predict the behavior of politicians. Are we clear on this? So this is the very popular phrase. And one more thing, this is actually called horse trading. What is horse trading? Horse trading means buying and purchasing of the legislators. That's called horse trading. When you buy and sell these MPs, MLAs, MLCs, that's called horse trading. Okay. Now, since this is a very serious concern, back in 1960s, late 1960s, 1967 to 1969, around 1900 plus people changed their parties across the country. Legislators, 1900 of them, half the legislators, which forced the government into thinking that there should be a law. In fact, a proposal was brought twice in 1970s, but could never be passed. It was only in 1985 that a law was brought by amending the Indian Constitution through the 52nd Amendment Act. With this Amendment Act of 1985, the Rajiv Gandhi government made couple of changes by adding Article 102 Clause 2. This is meant for MPs, and Article 191 Clause 2 meant for MLAs and MLCs. And also one Schedule 10 was added. Schedule 10 of the Indian Constitution was added. And what is that? Provisions with respect to, I think now everybody knows, with respect to disqualification arising out of defection. This is what is the anti-defection law, popularly also called anti-defection law, or ADL. This is what is the ADL. Clear? Now, what are the provisions under this law? So since we are saying this is an anti-defection law, meaning if you leave your party, you will be disqualified, right? Disqualified from being a member of the house. So what exactly is this disqualification? Now, before you write questions, please follow. I will explain everything, but when you write questions, you will forget, or you will not be able to hear what I'm saying. So, in the house, the parliament, the assembly, the council, etc., there are these legislators, MPs, MLAs, MLCs. Now, they can be of three types, not good, bad, and average. They can either belong to a political party. Number one, first type of member can be somebody who belongs to a political party. BJP MP, Congress MP, TMC MP, etc. If you are a member of political party, you are not allowed to leave your party. Are we clear? I'll repeat once again. If you are a member of a political party, you cannot leave your party. A member of a house belonging to any political party becomes disqualified for being a member of the house if he voluntarily gives up his membership of such party. Whether you join some other party or not, that is not a concern for me. The moment you give up your party's membership, no, I am not a member now, sorry, bye bye, tata, then the seat also says tata to you. Bye bye, you are no longer an MP or an MLA. Clear? Or now see, there is a concept in our country which we have borrowed from UK. That concept is called whip. Whip. Now, this whip is not mentioned in the constitution, but still, this has been borrowed from UK. So, what is a whip? It's like when your family goes on a vacation somewhere, right? Who decides the vacation place? Your father. Yes or no? Even if you want to go to Goa and dad says, no, we'll go to Vaishno Devi. Keep your Goa dreams aside. You are going to Vaishno Devi. Simple. Are we clear on this? That's how it is. You have to agree. Say yes, yes, yes. Very nice. The point is, the same thing happens in the parliament also. Let us say a bill has come up for discussion. The bill, let's say the bill is there to rename India into only Bharat. Let's assume. Or this bill that is called the BNS bill, Bharatiya Nyay Sanhita bill. BJP has brought this bill. Now, BJP tells all its MPs that, listen, guys, you have to vote yes for this bill. Don't vote no in favor. Congress in the opposition says, guys, all the Congress MPs, come here, come here. You all press the red button. No, don't vote for this bill. As an MP, it is your duty to vote according to the party's instruction. This instruction given by the party to all its legislative members to vote on any kind of bill, proposal, etc. in a particular direction is called a whip, instruction. Clear? Now, when I have to, let's say I'm a BJP MP, I'm a BJP MP and I have to be told that, okay, you have to vote yes. But who will tell me? How will I come to know of this on my own? So somebody has to inform all the MPs. That one person is appointed by the party only. Every party has that one person. That person is called Chief Whip. Who is this person? He is responsible for administering the whipping system, meaning that all the people of the party who are MPs, they should come on that day and should vote according to the party's instruction. This is what is called, or this person is what is called chief, who is called Chief Whip, who ensures that everybody gets informed of how to vote, for whom to vote, what to vote, etc. Now, whip can be of three kinds. One is the single line whip, very basic. Here, the party will not tell you anything. The party simply says that, guys, on the 16th of September, voting is there. Should I come? Your choice. What should I vote? Your choice. First line whip, single line whip. Two line whip. Here, the party says, guys, on 16th of September, voting is there. Please come and vote. Mandatory. Okay. Should I vote for yes? Party says, no, it's your choice, but you have to come and vote. But the three line whip is the one which we refer to in terms of disqualification. And what is that? Inform everybody that on 16th voting is there, and guys, you have to come for voting. And not just that, you better come and press the yes button. Three line whip. Are we clear of the whipping system? Please. Any doubt here? Okay, great. So the point here is, now, let me come back to the point I was trying to make. That if the party has issued a three line whip, has told you that please come on 16th and press the yes button, and you vote or abstain from voting in such house contrary against the direction issued by party. If you come on that day and don't vote only, or you don't come only on that day, and I won't come and vote, or you come and vote no, party saying yes, you said no, I will vote no, without obtaining prior permission of such party, and such act has not been forgiven, condoned by the party within 15 days. Okay, meaning what? See, if the party tells you come on the 16th and vote, guys, please read what I'm mentioning here and don't ask this question only. It feels very bad that you're not paying attention. Don't ask this only. Is it mentioned? Anyway, so let's assume now, for example, that when it comes to, let's say, voting, your party has said, please come on that day, please vote and press the yes button. Okay. But on that day only, you suddenly fall ill, headache, stomach ache. Then what do? Or you're in the coma. You won't come out of the coma crawling, dying, press the green button and die there only. That won't happen, right? Of course, there is some exception. Or what if you had come on that day, but you went to the washroom and suddenly voting started? It's not your mistake. So things can go wrong, right? So if the party understands you, okay, no problem, man, no problem, chill, relax. If the party has forgiven you, then no problem. Or you tell the party that no, I don't want to come that day, sorry, or I want to come, but I will vote no. So if the party gives you permission that, okay, this fellow, do whatever you want, then it's okay. Otherwise, disqualified. You cannot leave your party, You can't vote against your party. As simple as that. Clear? This is all. Whipping is an internal party system because it is not some constitutional provision. So don't ask me when is it done. It is done as per each party's wishes. So I don't know when BJP will issue a whip. We have no idea, right? This is an internal party functioning. Where are you guys planning for your holiday trip next year? Others don't know. They'll only know when you go on the trip. So what is happening inside a party, we cannot know. Are we clear on this? Okay. Now, if there are people who are independent members, independent meaning they don't belong to any party. So basically what happened, that these people were not given a ticket by any party. See, if you have committed 2 or 3 crimes, party says okay, ticket. 10 crimes, too much. No, not that. The point is that sometimes, some people don't want to be attached to a party, or they don't get any party to feed them. No party gives them ticket to contest, so they contest on their own and they win, and now they are MPs, MLAs. In that case, an independent member, after becoming a member, should not join any party, because an independent member becomes disqualified to remain a member if he joins any party after election. So you have to be independent member. Are we clear? You cannot officially join a party. Now you will say, sir, what about voting? They are free to vote. They are free to vote in any direction, but officially they cannot join any party. If they join, disqualified. Third is the nominated members. Example, we have the 12 MPs in the Rajya Sabha. Now see, these nominated people are not actually politicians in most cases. They are academicians, right? Celebrities who are very popular in their own field. They have no link to politics. Ilayaraja. What does Ilayaraja know about politics, or PT Usha? Nothing. They are masters in their own field. But if we have made them a member, don't you think we should give them a chance? What if they want to join a party? What if they have interest? Who knows? What if they show some interest? So, in that case, what's going to happen is, as soon as they take the seat in the house, first 6 months, we give them a small window that if you want to join a party, join any party you want. Only once. Not that today, let's join BJP. Next day, let's join Congress. No. You join any party once. Once you have joined, you can't leave the party. So, a nominated member of a house becomes disqualified for being a member if he joins any party after the expiry of 6 months. 6 month window is there. So, for them, 6 month window to join any party. Once, that's it. You will not be allowed to leave the party once you have joined, because once you have joined, then you are a party member, and if you leave, anti-defection law, disqualified. Are we clear on this? Everybody? So, as I said, you can join any party whichever you want to, but in the first 6 months only, not afterwards. These are 3 ways in which members can be disqualified. Clear? Disqualification. Now, also, just to independent members disqualification, what is the difficulty here to understand? It's a very simple thing. If you are an independent member, do you understand the concept of independent member? Firstly, tell me this. If you don't belong to a party, you can still contest elections. You can still win elections, right? If you are an independent member, meaning you don't belong to any party, independent members, those who do not belong to any party. Okay? So these people are not allowed to join any party. Are we clear? Everybody? Okay. So this is with respect to the disqualification as far as the members are concerned. Now the next 2 points are exceptions and the deciding authority. Let me just tell you one thing. Deciding authority. Who decides on these matters? The presiding officer decides on these matters, meaning the speaker or the chairman decides on these matters. And let's end our discussion here only today. In the next class, that's on Monday, we'll take up for discussion what is the exception, what is the time frame for deciding authority, etc. What has been the problem in our country, what are the issues concerning the ADL, what happened in Maharashtra. I'll give all these examples here. Yes, whip and chief whip are different things. Can't you read the definition? Whip means instruction, chief whip is a person. Two different things. Are we clear? Okay, great. Let's meet on Monday. But yes, before we meet, some kind of homework is mandatory. So, task for the weekend. Firstly, test. Don't dare to miss the test. The biggest mistake is skipping on the test. Don't do it. It's my request to you. Number two, revision. Number three, editorials. Number four, political theory revision. Number five, Yojana and Kurukshetra. Please read the August edition now. And of course, for people preparing for next year, you have to additionally read the monthly magazine. Clear? And I gave a question in case you want to write the answer. Please write the answer. And I would request you, please write the answer. Okay? Abhishek, not required. Mayank Vadwani, you'll get the entire PPT later on. Let me first. The class is going on. And if you say previous slide, this means all other people, we have to ignore them and move to the previous slide. At least have reasonable expectations. The sense of entitlement is way too much. Kumari will discuss this later on what is the issue. Your point is very appropriate that yes, but we'll see what can be done. Okay, leaderboard. Roshan, every day the same story. Chapter 22 of Lakshmikant. Tehseen, oh, amazing. Sir, whip is mentioned in the constitution. If you read and study and focus in the class, then there will be no problem. But who will focus on all this? I have a right to type anything. Ask a question. Rani, Anita, Kirtana, Kumari, Shahid, Basu, Deepankar, Shubha, Shargun. I think there is no change in the topper list. Oh, there is a change. Now people have come down. 12 only. Shargun, Prasan, Sushma, Krishika, toppers for the day. At rank 12, Pallavi, Tulsi, TH Kendi, Lakshmi, Yuvraj, Kushi, Anurag, Shelja, and Sivaranjini. So all these 12 people, the names I show on the screen. Don't worry, I owe you a chocolate whenever you meet me. Okay? Great. Guys, please understand. Pooja, you please look at the UPSC timetable. Towards the end of May, first week of June. Guys, please understand, watching the CNN and all is great, but I would request you to read the editorial on your own. The purpose of editorial is to also build on language skills. It's very important to read it on your own. You are forgetting the idea behind it. Nudigadi. Nudigadi will discuss that. I'll give you why of this happening. Yes, Suomo, absolutely correct. Yes, Krishna, leave, no problem. Yuvraj, that may not be correct. That's a bit too harsh because eventually people should get the control over money. So the people representatives are getting control over money. Lakshmi, how independent members won election? Independent people are winning election. People vote for you, not parties vote for you. So if in an area you're very popular, you win the election. There are so many people who are independent candidates. Satakshi, Jyotirth Scindia resigned from his party, resigned from the post of MP also, firstly, and then left his party. Okay. Prasan, no. Deputy presiding officers are responsible to the Lok Sabha. Vote on account. What is difficult there? Vote on account basically refers to the government being given some money in advance to spend. That's it. Okay, Mahesh, if a nominated person will not join any party, they will remain, or what will happen? They are members who are independent. Simple. That's it. Nothing is there. Revision Shreya. No, Anushka. Right. On your own. Lakshya, trust me. It is not easy. Sandeep, there are two budgets in the election primarily. Muskan. Acha, guys, I hope this definition is clear. Pooja, please refer to the recordings now. If today, see, I don't belong to any party. Trust me, I don't. If I contest elections from my constituency, right, and people vote for me and I win the election, what kind of member will I be? Muskan, answer please. No, don't say yes, sir. Answer. If I don't belong to any party and I win the election to the Lok Sabha by contesting on my own, spending my own money, what kind of MP will I be called? I will be called an independent MP. Okay? Because I don't belong to any party. Clear? That is an independent member. Okay, done. Okay, guys, let's end our discussion here only today. We'll meet in the next class. Right? Please revise, please study. Till then, that is all for me. Jai Hind.